I talked about earlier how when I watch them lose, they generally lose game one. So, and they just get better and better because they figure out what you want to do. I feel like K7 and World's Greatest Detectives, they get better because they get more aggressive and their evasiveness and their combos get better. These guys get better because they get more meticulous about what you're trying to do to them. And there's the aggression coming out from World's Greatest Detectives. 1, 2, 3 in the up airs, and that's a KO onto Koslix, the guy that I call the best defensive player I've ever seen. And he's getting juggled again. He's running out of resources, finally makes it back down.
Oh man, it was about to be another early KO off the top from these two. Red team doing a fantastic job at really just keeping Mirrorman and Koslix separated, but how long will that last though, as they are able to basically reset neutral here, and now it's really up to the red team here to see if they can try to get this stage control back into their favor. But so far, Mirrorman and Koslix doing a great job at really just isolating them from being able to do so. And even though red team so far has a great advantage, blue team has just as much of an opportunity to bring it back to an equal state.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they can still do this. It's not like they're down very, very bad. We do have a lot of damage on the Mirror Man. So if he gets KO'd here, I will start to believe, okay, this is looking really rough. But if he can hold on to the stock and do his thing, the same way that we've been seeing K7 do, right? He's a light character, but he's been holding on to his stocks big time. Can't believe he's been surviving way longer than Legendary, which is crazy.
Oh, this could be it.
Oh, what a dodge from Koslix to survive. Can they bring it back? I don't know, man. This is rough.
This is definitely very rough. However, we could see it. Mirrorman and Koslix have definitely brought it back from the depths before, but the depths were too strong. The Whirlpool came in and swept them away from that first game, as World's Greatest Detective is going to take that first game swimmingly.
Ooh, mommy, look at the tsunami. The boys came through with a wave on him. I'm not surprised at his offense. I am surprised at the defense, though. Like, he is living insanely long with this character.
Yeah, I mean, technically Batman is a bruiser, but you could technically consider him as an assassin as well. He's a very quick character. He's able to dodge and weave things really easily, and we've been seeing that a whole lot from K7. He's been going in and out when he needs to, and it's been very advantageous for him so far. But once again, we're gonna go on to the Sky Arena stage, and my man Banana Guard coming in for the charge.
The Banana Guard, that's hilarious. I watched Adventure Time religiously, and I can't remember the name of those characters, so the fact you knew that is great. But now we got K7 trying to make an approach on the right, but the pressure was so real from Mirrorman to keep him at bay, and he loses his teammate while not even being able to get what he wanted done on the right side of the stage with Mirrorman. But we have a lot of damage on him. 57 on Koslix. They can get something shaking here. If they can get one of them out of there, that'd be a good look. He's at 71. I don't know, man. This is going to be a battle. All right, there we go. We got one KO.
It definitely is going to be a battle, but, I mean, we've seen it before. K7, oh my goodness. I'm going to pause what I was saying earlier there. I love how I saw K7 launch the smoke bomb into play, and then he, like, positioned himself, I think, with a grappling hook and just zoomed himself out of the smoke to approach super quickly from mid-stage. That was so cool. I don't think I've really seen that very much at all.
Man, Koslix is the king of the turnaround dare. I mean, I'm rewinding a whole stock here, but Koslix is the king of the turnaround dare. But he tried it right there, and K7 dodged through him and then said, "What are you doing? I'm Batman." And he landed that dare on the top of that bob that Velma wears and got that KO. That was such a big moment, and now, I mean, they're in a rough situation. They don't have big damage on either one of them, and you're already at the situation where if either one of you guys end up getting put in a bad situation, or you get too much damage put on, you could potentially just be down 2-0 and have to force a reverse 3-0. Now, tied game, a lot of damage. Legendary Press survives. Okay.
So far, they've been able to turn this around, but will it all be for in vain, or will they be able to get it? It's all down to whether or not Legendary Pred is able to make it back on the stage and help out K7, but unfortunately, it's all for naught, as Team Vitaminwater is going to be able to clutch that one out, get that second game win, and not make it in the world's greatest detective's favor.
Legendary Pred just could not hold on. And they do not, they go right back.
I mean, it was still relatively close, and they won the first game anyways on this stage, so I'm not too surprised. And once again, they're going to stick with the Batman and Wonder Woman comp. It's been working, so I'm not too surprised that they stuck with it, like I said earlier. Oh, we might have seen an early kill going for Mirror Man and Cosmix, however, they were not able to get it going, unfortunately. Now, oh, we could see it. Oh my goodness, it's like every single time I see them start going with a ladder combo, but they don't finish it. It's just like one of those things where it's like you make something really good and you just end up like missing it out on the last moment. It's like at the end of an episode when they put a to be continued on an important part. It's like one of those moments, man. It's just like, oh, I want more.
It's definitely always like one more, bro. Like this game feels so good when you're landing hits in succession. So you just want to keep on landing, keep on landing. That's one of the reasons I personally like Wonder Woman. Just like the way the shield chase and be able to just deny and keep landing those combo hits in the air is so fun. And then you get K7 when you whiff your attack. He comes over and he lands the uppercut not once, but 2 times to give you a 2-point lead.
Nah, Legendary Pred was the one that got that second KO, actually. He came and followed the footsteps of his fellow compadre. Yeah! He was able to get it with a Wonder Woman up special. It's just as good, if not, in my opinion, potentially better than Batman's up special because it covers a lot more area. It doesn't have as much knockback, but it does cover a lot more area, so it just makes it easier to land. And they were able to take advantage of that to get that second KO. But even then, both teams are still relatively even, which is impressive to say the least, considering the last play we saw.
That was so scary. Those 2 rockets coming through, but Legendary was able to move and make sure he didn't get touched by either. Safe is going to clap, but the movement and the batarang is going to get K7 back on stage. Neutral is formed. These guys are scrapping back in the middle of the stage. Who is going to gain control? It looks like the blue team is going to hold it down. They have K7 over there, putting him in the mix, but his movement was too nice to get out of there.
Now we're just looking to see who's going to break their neutral first. And so far, blue team has been breaking neutral a little bit more in this game here. And it's been leading to a little bit of a disadvantage for them. But even then, like Cosmix has been doing, we haven't been talking as much about Cosmix here, but he is so amazing at applying DPS that you really don't even notice it, in all honesty. Because even though the stage control has been favoring K7 and Legendary Pred, that Cosmix has still been applying enough damage to keep it even between both sides regardless.
Well, Cosmix's Multiversus game I like to compare to like a role player NBA player. Like, right, he plays great defense and he makes sure he assists your point guy. So it's not like he's going to get the highlights. He's not going to be on the highlight reel or be the MVP, but he definitely is sneakily making sure you win the game. So I love what he's doing. He's doing a great job, but man, is K7 on top of him, making sure that they cannot jump Legendary Pred. But it's going to come a time when they have to figure out, how do they close this out? I know they need to, it looks like they want to focus on Mirror Man. Look, he got a couple of good hits. Going back over there, peppering up Cosmix a little bit. Where are you going? Uppercut's good. K7 closing out the last stock, and World's Greatest Detectives 2-1 against Team Vitaminwater.
That was so smart, actually. They were going after Mirror Man a good amount there, and basically they were past.
You're a Series E.
Yeah, and in terms of what you were saying as well, in terms of the back and forth sort of thing going on, it technically is in World's Greatest Detective. If Team Vitaminwater are able to take this game, they have to really try to outplay their opponent with something new in order to take that final game victory. And so far, World's Greatest Detectives, they have the advantage of knowing, okay, that last game there, this is what Team Vitaminwater did. we'll just have to keep on doing that same thing. But if they change it up this next game, we know what they're going to do. We're going to try to take advantage of that last game.
Yep, they're definitely on top of it. Wow, but woo! I cannot believe K7 lived from that. I mean, it was because he was so high up, but that was such a great dare coming out from Koslix. He tried to get him, but it wasn't enough. He went so far down you couldn't even see him on the screen anymore. But just survived in that blast zone. Bounced down from the rocket. Legendary Pred still living. A lot of damage on the red team. World's Greatest Detectives are definitely at a deficit, but they are not getting that, what I've been talking about, Tailwinds, the decisive blows. If they can't find that big hit and they allow them to take one of their stocks first, this could be a wasted lead. Koslix is out there on the side of the stage, get hit by the Batarang. Both of them fall before either one of the World's Greatest Detectives players. Team Vitaminwater gave up a huge lead.
They gave up a huge lead, Zip, but look at this. Both red team are at an extremely high percent. Anything can change, and it's definitely possible. I wouldn't be surprised to see it, and we're going to see the first one, and what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Things immediately changed, and now we're back to an even game, like nothing ever happened. And now, red team, they really want to throw out no pulse. They want to throw out all the stops to really get 2 last stocks in. They are 2 stocks away from getting winner side of Grand Finals, and like you said before the game started, that's basically guaranteeing yourself a victory, potentially. So they really want this so badly.
They definitely want it, man. It's a rough one, man. I mean, we have a tied game. They are starting to rack up the damage again. But the story that was just told to me is it doesn't matter the damage you get out because the timely KOs have been on the side of K7 and Legendary Pred. I can't believe Koslix was able to make it back after getting hit by that dive kick, and that could have been exactly what I was talking about, getting that timely knockout, but it just didn't fit what I was trying to put out there. And now Team Vitaminwater really have to make something shake right now. You see Mirror Man getting bounced around all over the place, on the side of the stage once again, fighting against K7. Koslix made it back. Risky. Now Mirror Man trying to do it. He gets bounced off his own rocket at 140. This is rough, dog. Uppercuts, good.
Okay, now they just have to go after Koslix. And that's all they need to do to get this last stock and the win for Winter Side Grand Finals. Right now, K7 Showoff is going after Mirror Man to keep him away from Koslix, to really take advantage of any sort of thing. And really, that's a good idea, because if Koslix tries to come in and help save his teammate, then K7, we've seen him do it before. He'll flip like a switch and immediately take you out with an up special. And I think that's what K7 is waiting for.
He's definitely going over there and putting on a lot of damage. But you see both teams have a player in the 100. So they're trying to just put a 1v1 situation on with support and help and allow them to have the ones, because they don't want to go over and get KO'd themselves. So I like what we're seeing from both teams. Very smart play, very decisive. One guy staying on the right side of the stage, one guy staying on the left, and the other two are taking control of the middle, scrapping. This is actually very meticulous the way they're doing this, but the scramble's being put on because the tunnel is put on by Bugs Bunny. So both sides of the stage are taken over by the blue team, and we're seeing the dominance. Tried to go up there and get the KO on Koslix, but the dodge down was good.
Anything can happen at this point. It's like a game of trigonometry with how many crazy angles these players have been going at to try to kill each other, and nothing has been working so far. Is that it? That is it! They're gonna get it out of nowhere. K7 Showoff and Legendary Pred are gonna be able to get that kill that they were so desperately looking for. It honestly looked like we were going to see a game 5 there. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that Mirror Man and Koslix were gonna be able to